Thank you for taking the ride on the Freedom Train podcast series. I'm your host, Joseph Ward, and as always ride with me is my big homie, Mr. Patrick Irvin. He holds it down straight from the South. And remember, the Freedom Train podcast series is brought to you by PAX Inc. That's PACTSINC. And PAX Inc. is a black advocacy organization aimed at developing the black community to its maximum potential through a focus on economics and education with the traits of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And for more information, make sure you visit www.pactsinc.org to learn more about the PAX organization, all the members of the organization, and all of the things that they have developed and what they do for the black community. So make sure you check them out. As you always know, while you're online, make sure you visit our Freedom Train website at www.freedomtrainradio.com to learn more about myself, learn more about Patrick, and, Jamie, as well as get more acquainted with the Freedom Train Network lineup. Every Monday you have the Fixed Sports Podcast. Every Wednesday you have the Freedom Train Podcast series, along with the live showing or the live streaming of Office Hours with Professor Carl Tone Jones and Erica Tobert. And every Thursday you have Lessons from the Screen with Patrick Irvin, when he breaks down documentaries, movies, TV shows, documents, YouTube videos, whatever need to be broken down for the black community. So, Pat.
What up?
Finished getting your bikini waxed?
Yeah, man. I'm still a little tender, though.
There it is, man. They say you're going to slide through life a little better now.
I see you got one on your head that's permanent.
Hey, man. Forget you, dog. Okay? That's genetics, okay?
Why you start with me, man? I'm over here looking at this unrefined organic African shea nut butter on this website. I ain't never seen stuff this cheap before. I'm being completely honest here. Usually this stuff be like $20, $30, $40.
So good pricing. So basically what you're talking about is the Nurturology organic plant-based store, right? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay. And you seen and going through this store, you seen some things that could possibly help you stop from being ashy, right?
Yeah, matter of fact, they got the outside of the oils and butters, I was looking at the Melanin Babies. Sometimes my scalp be a little bit dry. Sometimes, sometimes looking like the dude from the Head and Shoulders commercials back in the early 2000s, 1990s. So I'm looking at this like this could be a game changer right here.
Hey, man, you never know. Do they got something to help hairlines grow back, like edges grow back? I might need that. We're going to ask. We're going to find out, though. We're going to find out.
You might need to talk to Black Jesus about that one.
Forget you. So today on the Freedom Train, as you can see, we're talking about plant-based products. We're talking about taking the natural route and beautifying yourself, and then just keeping yourself up, keeping the buoyancy in your skin. See, I said I've been watching some stuff, keeping the buoyancy in your skin, right? Not being ashy all the time, but doing it in a healthy way, like beautifying yourself and keeping yourself healthy from the outside in a good way, and you smell good too. So we would like to welcome Trishay Yata Burton, who is the CEO of Nurturology, LLC, and her husband, Brent Burton Jr., is also they're co-CEOs of Nurturology, and she is also the founder and creator of Melanin Mothers Meet, and we'll learn more about that. So, Trishay Yata Burton, we would like to welcome you to the Freedom Train podcast series. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. Greetings to everybody. Thank you for having me, the co-creator and founder of Nurturology.
Nurturology, okay.
As my husband, Nurturology to nurture. That's what we're focusing on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, Pat, you made me say it wrong.
Nah, because that was going to be my first question is it nurture or nurture? Because you were confusing me, bro.
So don't forget that R. Y'all see that R right
nurture.
there? The third
yeah.
See? That's important.
See?
Now, she also does a homeschooling group. From looking at it, right, Joe, you might need to attend a few sessions.
Hey, man, I know, because I got some information I want to share, so definitely talk about that.
Whatever.
Definitely. So, you know how we do. Pat, you got the first question, man. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off.
So, Mrs. Burton, Miss Burton, how did you come to be known as a scalp nutritionist?
A what?
A scalp nutritionist.
Okay. You making up words, but I feel you.
I'm sorry. I'm using Joe speak. Nutritionist. I'm sorry.
Funny. Okay.
Funny.
So the scalp nutritionist, well, I've been doing hair for about 20 years, and recently I came to the conclusion that we as a people do not know what it means to take care of our scalp, especially when it comes to growing healthy and happy hair. So I just made it my job to teach my clients how to care for their hair by caring for their scalp first. So once you treat the scalp, then you treat the hair. And I think a lot of people go with it backwards. They treat the hair and not necessarily paying attention to the scalp, which never evolves their hair. And then they have all these questions about why, when the fact of the matter is the focus never was on the problem.
You know what? See, when you put it like that, you should be all over the place, giving lectures, seminars. You should be on TV, on radio, because that's something that, like,
I ain't never heard nobody put it like that.
Right. And like my wife went through the big chop. It's been about 2-3 years ago now, somewhere around there. 3, I'm sorry. And like that's something that she was struggling with and that she still kind of struggles with, and she struggles getting advice with is like healthy hair, how to take care of it, how to manage it, how to maintain it, and how to grow it healthy. And I've never really heard anybody say, and it sounds so simple now that you say it, it's like, duh. But I've never heard anybody say, stop focusing on your hair, focus on your scalp.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So how did you get started? Say it again.
No, I was saying that she's not the only one. A lot of us have those, issues as far as with knowing what the actual problem is. But I think a lot of the time when people are going to the salon and they're going to, talk to people about their hair, that's what they're talking about, just their hair. And nobody has really said, hey, well, you might want to pay attention to your scalp, because that's, and for me, doing it for 20 years, even doing this for 20 years has not, I'm still a student. I learn something new every time I do hair, because every scalp is different. Everybody's hair is different. Everyone is different. So, it's always an ongoing learning process. So and that's why I love it so much, because it's always something new to learn.
That is good. So how did you get started in doing hair? Was it something that was just always a passion of yours, or somebody kind of, gave you some skills or some tips? So how did you get started in it?
So I was about 9 years old, and my mother would do my hair, and I didn't like how she did it. I didn't like it. I was tender-headed. I just wasn't feeling it. So I vowed to myself at 9 years old that I was going to start doing my own hair, and that's exactly what I did. I remember in middle school, I used to braid my hair in weaves, and I would have my friends, because I played sports. I ran track and played basketball. So I would do my teammates' hair before games, things like that. So that's pretty much what started me there. The inspiration was from my mother not really doing it how I wanted it done or how I wanted it to look. And so I was just like, you know what, my mom will take it from here. And that's how I started.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, taking your hair into your own hands.
That's right.
That's what's up.
Now, I meant to ask this question first, but then I was like, well, people could just go to the website at www.nurturology.net, but I realized that some people won't. So can you define, like, when you say Nurturology, what does that mean? Get that definition for the people that's listening.
So Nurturology, we got that name from, obviously, its root word, which is to nurture. And so me being a nurturer myself, I always thought about what does it mean to nurture, period? What does that mean? And, just really honing, your skills of development, growing, the knowledge in yourself, about yourself and about others, and that's where we have Nurturology from. So Nurturology is pretty much learning and developing yourself as a Black person, learning about, your skin and your scalp, and just pretty much whatever it is that you need to nurture at that time frame. That's what we're going to focus on. So what Nurturology is focusing on now is skin and scalp. So that's what we want to make sure that we're creating and developing within yourself is knowledge on how to treat your scalp, how to, produce products for your scalp and your skin, what products are helping your skin instead of hurting your skin, and then why it's so important to have these products, and have this knowledge of yourself.
Okay. I do want to ask this question, just kind of piggybacking on what you just said. What are some of the, I guess you could say, mistakes or some of the things that people are doing to, outside like the perms and stuff, but what are some things that people are doing to their scalps that may be hurting the growth of their hair or the quality of their hair?
So I would say I would switch that to diet. A lot of people aren't drinking enough water. A lot of people are eating too much starch that turns into sugar that dehydrates the blood cells, which shows up on the scalp. A lot of people are eating a lot of things that are not healthy for you as a Black person, period. A lot of things are not alkaline. A lot of things are allowing for candida or yeast to grow on the scalp. So a lot of people, they would see what they think is dandruff, but it's actually yeast growing a layer over your scalp, which is not healthy either. And, a lot of people think that, okay, well, I can just use this product and that's going to clean the scalp, or I can just use that product and that's going to clean the scalp. But really, it's internally where you have to start.
Okay. So
she just Hulk smashed that question.
She did. I like that. Like, bare buns, pre-steroids.
Yeah. Where's the fat man with the little shirt? Like, what
you got? There you go. That's my dog. That's my homeboy, the man in the shirt.
Yeah, she just that question was obliterated. We should retire that question's number. In the bed, like I wasn't expecting her to start talking about starch and sugar and blood components and yeast going on the scalp and like, yo, you see how all that's interconnected too? You see that's when you know somebody know they stuff. I'm sorry.
We love it. Hey, man, we've been blessed. We be getting good guests, man. We be blessed.
You see how she just connected diet, nutrition, genetics, the circulatory system.
All that. Conjunction, all that.
Got me over there having an asthma attack, man.
So I do want to ask this, right? Since we're on this, you're talking about what people are putting in their bodies, just period. So you use plant-based products as self-care products. So what are the benefits of using these plant-based products as self-care products, and what advantages do they have on the other more popularized or the products that you will find in stores?
So I would say the benefits of using plant-based products pretty much is to help heal and nourish the skin. And different products have different benefits, but mainly, the main benefit is to nurture and to heal and to nourish the skin, because a lot of the times, we have, our skin is a very huge organ. And, sometimes I hear what comes to my mind is, I've seen people say that they, when they're rushing, out of the house or something, and, I know mostly like men, they'll just put on the clothes and then maybe like lotion the spots that are going to be seen.
Stop talking about me.
And that's it. you know, and so it's just like, you know, yeah, that's, you know, that's good, but, you know, you want to focus on the whole organ as much as possible, you know, so that you can get the full benefit of the products that you're using. So I would just say, you know, and even when I know you said the, you know, products in the store, even if you're purchasing products from the store, you know, just some good tips to look at is if you can't pronounce the words on the back of the bottle, and you never want to focus on the front. You never want to focus on the front of the bottle, because the front of the bottle, you know, that's the gimmick to try to get you in, you know, because most people don't look at the back. You know, they just look at the front. The front says natural this, you know, healing that, and nourish that, and then we're sold because of these, you know, these buzzwords, right? But when you turn on the back, none of those the buzzwords made the ingredients list, none of them. So it's just, you know, more so words that are about 5-syllable long words that you don't really know what it means. And then you also have characters in the products that are not even known to those who are selling them.
Right. Yeah, so, Pat, you got to leave that trinoglycine diglycate alone if you be trying to sit down and use it. So.
Right. You know, you need about 5 ingredients maybe or less, and you know, if it goes above that, and then, you know, you go into the names that you don't really know how to pronounce or even define, you know, you want to stay away from those kind of products.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Now let me interpret that for those of you who are trying to figure a way around that. If you looking at something and you gotta type it into Google and it's got more than 10 letters, and you got to Google search 3 different words and read 8 different websites to figure out what it is and what it do, you probably don't need to be used. Because I know what a lot of y'all is going to do. Y'all going to be like, well, she said I don't need to use nothing I can't say, so I just make sure I know how to say everything I use. See, that's not what she's saying. You being slick. Stop it.
Right. Use more natural products, what she's saying. And lotion your whole body. Yeah.
No.
I had to start, I ain't gonna lie, moisturize. I ain't gonna lie, I started doing it. That's why I'm out of shea butter now, but I gotta get some more. But yeah. Gotta get them feet. Can't be walking around with them old man feet and them baseball knees, man.
Baseball knees.
You know, when you know you out there sliding on the clay and your knees be orange and ashy.
I don't slide on clay, so I don't.
You don't want that. And also because most of those chemicals or, you know, those names that we can't pronounce or define, a lot of them, you know, are starting to have and have been with plastic. You know, you are rubbing plastic on your body? A lot of the things they have, the chemicals. I think recently I was reading an article and it was just talking about how they're able to put chemicals in the products that are so small, like I think it's called like nanoparticles, where the particles are going into your skin and they're able to change, you know, your actual DNA. And so that's, you know, that might be a little deeper, that, you know, but this, I would just even suggest just researching, you know, the names of these ingredients on the back of your product, because, you know, they put them in there for a reason, and it's not to benefit or nourish or heal the skin. That's for sure.
Right. Now, I do know a little bit about that because I know a little bit about genetics because I'm a geek, low-key. I guess it's not really low-key. It's pretty obvious. Shut up.
Oh.
No, but that's because, like, while you're talking, I'm glad I got this silent keyboard because I've been over here Googling the hell out of everything. It's so fascinating. Like, it is. Go ahead, Joe.
Now forget you, man. My silent keyboard. I heard that.
Hey,
so
that was not a low-key shot.
It was a straight shot to my eyes. I know.
It was a heavy subliminal. Go ahead.
So as we're talking more about the moisturizing of the skin, and you using different products externally to keep your skin moisturized and at its best, what foods actually aid in the moisturizing process from the inside out? So what are things that people should be eating to help keep their skin healthy?
Well, first I want to say for drinking purposes, let's start with drinking. You got to drink water because you want to make sure that your skin isn't dehydrated. So before we even get to moisturization, let's get to rehydration. We want to make sure that the skin is, nice and hydrated. And then after we hydrate the skin, we want to also make sure we moisturize the skin to, protect the hydration from evaporating off the skin. So, things that you can eat. I eat a lot of avocados. Avocados are good. The omega fats, anything that really has like fat in it. And it's not even about, because I'm a vegan, so I may sound biased, so I'm not going to mention anything that's dairy or meat or anything like that. Most of the intake that I'll suggest is leafy, greens, kale, anything that's alkaline, cucumber. Cucumber is always good for hydration of the skin because it's mostly water. You also can have a lot of intake with, asparagus. I enjoy asparagus. Asparagus is good for the skin. Also, just really, any fruits, so you have apples. Apples are good. Watermelon is good. Just pretty much fruits that are mostly water. Kiwi is good. So things like that. Foods that have mostly water in them are good for moisturization of the skin. Blueberries, those types of things. Coconut, things like that. Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Of course you have a question. It's an interview. So, and this is completely off topic, which is probably why I said it like that. But when you said you were a vegan, what was interesting was the way you said it. You didn't say it like you were better than non-vegans. So my question is, how did you get there? Because I've never met a vegan that announced that they were a vegan in such a way that didn't make every non-vegan person in the room hate them. And I thought it was impossible to do, but you just pulled it off. So, how did you get to this point in your life with your vegan status?
That's a really good question. And I used to be the vegan that you hate. I did. I really did. But I did evolve from that, and that was only through years of looking at everybody who wasn't listening to me. It was like, okay, y'all not listening. I'm not worried about what y'all going to do with y'all body because that's y'all body. And I just, it's just like, for me, it just became about me. I'm going to be the example. If somebody has a question about what, how I eat or what I'm doing, then I'll answer. But I'm not going to make it, an announcement everywhere I go to say, hey, I'm vegan. You know what I mean? And then just kind of leave it up in the air. So I just came to the conclusion that, I'm not better than the people that aren't eating like me. However, I am very confident in how I'm eating. I'm very, very sure and very certain in my lifestyle. And I think that's really all it is. It has anything, once you just, kind of own that, everything else just kind of falls in place. You know what I mean? So it's not about me trying to convince the next person, or trying to force my lifestyle on the next person, but just living. I just live, and whoever is attracted to my lifestyle from me doing just that, then we go from there. But it's not about me, trying to pull people to the side and tell them, hey, this is what you should be doing with your life and not what you're doing already.
No, that's dope because I'm not a vegan, but I do see a lot of the benefits to the vegan lifestyle. I think the lifestyle has a lot of perks, a lot of pluses. And I think there are a lot of components to that lifestyle that even if you don't want to be a vegan, you should definitely include, such as the, increased intake in plant matter, vegetables, fruits, things of that nature. All of those things are wonderful. It's always overshadowed by the personality of the vegans you meet, which I think is why those things get overlooked. So, it was just interesting because when you said you're a vegan, usually when people say they're a vegan, it's like, yeah, I already knew because you're also an asshole. But, when that's absent, you just be like, all right, so what's going on over here? Sorry, that's all that was. I'm sorry for taking us off subject.
No, you ain't. So I just got one more question, because here in Tallahassee, you know, we got hard water. When you step out the shower, your whole body going to be like off white or eggshell white or any other shade of white, because the water just extremely, extremely hard.
The water hates black people?
I think it does. I think it saw some of them KKK recruitment flyers and went and joined. But but I also wash my hands about 12 times a day. I just like my hands to be clean, and the hard water, and it's causing like the skin to not react the way I want it to. So what advice or what products should somebody like me be using who washes my hands a lot to kind of keep my skin from cracking and drying?
Especially in the winter months, right? So shea butter definitely is my number one thing that I use. You know, so what I would do is I would advise everyone to go to www.nurturology.net, and then you'll click on shop, and then from shop you'll have oils and butters at the top, and you'll I think that would be you'll already be in that section. So, and then you'll click the shea butter in there, and our shea butter is the best shea butter, and we get it straight from the source. In Africa and Ghana. So, you know, we definitely stand by our shea butter very firmly and confidently. And then, you know, you order an 8-ounce, you can order a 16-ounce, and whichever one you order, what I usually do is I'll take from the container that I have it in, which is, you know, the 8-ounce or the 16-ounce container, and then I would scoop a little in like a smaller container that I can, you know, just kind of keep on my person. And then I can just dip in from that, you know, get it in between my fingers, you know, my knuckles. You know, that's the part that be the ashiest, you know, right there between the knuckles. You know, when you reach out to shake somebody's hand and you got the knuckles in between that crack right there between your thumb and your index. Yeah, you get right up in there with that shea butter and you good to go.
Y'all just going to talk about me this whole interview, huh?
Yeah, because, Joe, you might be washing your hands a little bit too much, though. Like
I might do. I'm not going to deny that. I just, you know, I like my hands to be clean, man.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's not, but you know, like, you got to fix, because you don't want to get sick. I mean, that's crazy. You might watch him sick because he washed his hands too much. Wait, what? You know, like, you might be doing too much, Joe. Like, what is going on in your life that you feel like you need to wash your hands?
Don't be trying to have no intervention with me right now, man.
Nah,
don't be trying to have no.
Because we got her online, she's dropping bombs, and I feel like she can help you, Joe. She like nurturology, man. Like, nurture yourself.
Look. I am, okay, my brother. That's why she here, okay, my brother.
No, you are.
Don't you be trying to intervene on me like that.
What are you washing your hands at? But like, what are you touching?
I be shooting dice in the alley and back them boys back there, man. You know.
You need some new dice partners.
Hey, man. So
I got another question, and this one is not off subject, but it is off subject.
As always.
It's still on subject with her and what she's doing, though. Leave me alone, man.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
So we're going to transition off of the health and the moisturizing, because Joe already has low self-esteem, and each one of these questions kind of hurts his feelings a little bit. So let's move on to, so you have this organization, Melanin Mothers Meet, M3. I like M3. What's that all about?
Baby. Well, Melanin Mothers Meet. Okay, so pretty much what M3 is a service provided for Nurturology, by Nurturology for melanated mothers in the Tallahassee community. We have a plethora of resources for women and babies, and we are here to give melanin mothers back their power of being emotionally sound, informed of options pertaining to prenatal care, pregnancy, birthing, postpartum, and overall mothering our melanin babies. And so, you know, I've been doing this since August of 2016. That was my first interest meeting I had. And, you know, it always, you know, when you have a baby or an idea, you know, it always grows bigger than you know, expected it to when you first created or when you first started, you know. And so, you know, where I was then versus where I am now has truly really shown myself, you know, the power, you know, of thought. And, you know, I'm just thankful that I have the resources and the connections and am able to network with those who believe in the same thing that we do with M3. So